in the form of like finer arts and humanities at a degree level. Yeah, that's like really cool, and that's like fun and all. It's not necessarily the favorite word for it. Like I'm sure it requires a lot of time and application and participation. That being a contributive factor is a productive citizen sometimes goes beyond. And truthfully, really, a lot of people, normally that would be like the normal human instinct. There's other issues that sometimes might promote whether there's an earned merit, achievement based upon a merit, or just providing what others might need. But anyway, I'm getting really far beyond, truthfully, what I'm getting at and began with this. So, but anyway, yeah, I wanted to include that too. So anyway, like I'm looking at that E, the design of the E, beyond the second level of calculus, which is only the uh, only two that I know of involving calculus 1 and calculus 2, and that word algorithm, introduced in algebra, of course. And that front page news of like the Soviet Union, USSR front page news, and it was like so immediately identified in my mind as like an English alphabet letter E, although designed differently. Later finding it in the format and structure of a formula involving signal processing in waveform of special effects in audio production, not limited to and beyond. Yes, it is. Yes, if you want to call it the thermocoupled semiconductor in robotics or ergonomic participation or what, seriously, in robotics as well as like audio production in waveform, symbolic. You've seen it. Any real court reporter that's been involved with like court reporting knows that the waveform uh, of like shorthand court reporters is really symbolic waveform, although comparable, but really not oscillation in sense of like measuring cyclic um, units of measurement in like cycles per second or whatever the case may be, CPS thing. Although the waveform is the issue sometimes in oscillation, not always. Although frequency is normally like normally at 180 degree above the flat line. If you want to call it a flat line plane surface, of above and below what one cycle really means in cyclic measurements of units per second in oscillation. Okay, the 180. It's almost like a class curve kind of like issue. Whether the Ark of the Covenant of God is symbolic almost to the rainbow and geoprism, which is introductorily in the very beginning of this like video. But really, I can go on and on. But I just want to say this before I like get into like making a couple more videos. Just like throw it on there and just say, hey, yeah, yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking about and really looking at, and I'm using a lot on memory and of truthfully geographics. Administrative description, whether you want to call it employment or taxation, or what credit and deductions mean or doesn't mean, or whatever the case may be, or what annuity is as compared to what registered charity, and what real annuity is as compared to what a registered charity might only have accessibility to, and what that means and does not mean, or you know, or what international law, having variation of access means to like possibly potentially constitutional law dictating what medieval periodic areas and amending factors of having like the freedom of speech, or electronic, consumer electronics, or seriously, there's a lot of things. Many people might not like realize, and I'm one of them, okay. But truthfully, so many things in my life has happened that truthfully I cannot ignore. And truthfully, since I'm a drummer and have always been truthfully involved with like singing and practicing, whether having my drums at the time was always the issue, and normally it was. Although there have been times that truthfully, I'm automatically into like music and audio production, and truthfully I always have been. Okay, when I realized what certain people might consider as a third party issue, or somewhere in legal terminology I've heard it before by like really international law, attorneys that represent international issues that would reflect even like General Motors. And I found the word de facto predominantly many times more so in the General Motors. I don't know if I would really call it either annuity or litigation or settlement, although there seems to be the issue of really distinguishing what de facto means in that level of like General Motors, involving like a stationary engineer such as a driver, or intellectual property or ergonomic participation of uh, human compatibility, or what human capital means, even in the homeowners um, association that would dictate what it means to be like, all that, like while in the driveway in park, or what domicile means beyond the toilet. I mean, for real, okay? Or international financial management of globalization, or like, some greatness. Seriously. I mean, really, I can go on and on about it. But anyway, I just want to say that for now. And I'm fixing to like do some a song before it gets a little bit too late for the Phil Collins "Take Me Home" on the Essentials Greatest Hits compact disc. But yeah, I thought I'd say that for now. I'm gonna take a look at this and listen to it and see what it looks like. And I might need to shave and maybe this is the lighting, the contrast. Yeah, I knew there was something about that aqua velvet, man. Yeah, is it really? Yeah. So I mean, like, is that aqua velvet, man? It's like liquid equity and like interest bearing accountability, like international floating account, right? In need of like J. Edgar Hoover's like amphibious platform, like hey, the hovercraft, because Hoover, nobody does it like you, kind of like thing. So, hey, how about that stationary engineering, kind of like a fixture in real estate? Hey, yeah. I'm not really fishing, and gastroenterology, but hey, how about that cosmetic liposuction, the Long John Silver thing? But hey, how about that royal flush? What does like Tarzan and the Tiger Bow man think about it? Hey, all right, good deal, all right.